Hey guys, how you doing? Raymond here from the Raymond Report, and today we're going to introduce a new segment called Wall Street Picks. And what we do in this segment is we're going to use the Raymond Report's report card. And before we get to the report card, I want to talk about the fundamentals of the Raymond Report and the top three: value, percentage play, performance cycles. And what we're going to do each and every day is we're going to take a look at the technicals of each of the matchups and let you know if there's value and if the percentage play is in your favor and what cycle those teams are in. So this way it gives you an idea if you're on the right path to a right pick. All right, let's go to the report card, and all you got to do is hit the cards on top right here, and we'll do the NHL first, and then we'll do the NBA because we got 11 games in the NBA or something like that. But Buffalo taking on Columbus. Now the Sabres a 143 favorite, and Columbus is going to be plus 122 around, so minus 150. So let's go with the big three: value, percentage play, and the performance cycles. The value, fair market value if you do like pretty much either team, because you got Buffalo here on the daily market value index at minus 150, and you got a 143. And again, you got the Columbus Blue Jackets at plus 122. So fair market value if you do like both these teams. On the percentage play, we do have the Cow at 80.5% for the Buffalo Sabres, 39.1. And if you're wondering, okay, Ron, how do you get this the Cow? How do you get the percentage play? What we do in the Raymond Report is we have data for the NHL and all the other sports going back to 1996, and we go take the exact situation both these teams are heading into tonight, their coming off situation, and then what we do is we take the algorithms, and then we let you know what the percentage play of those results from the past. All right, so 80.5 for Buffalo, 39.1 for Columbus. And here's a little tip. Anytime I do the percentage play, I always like to get this close to around 40%, right? Because at the end of the day, and you know, I had some comments yesterday, people say, oh, he's always taking favorites. Always ask yourself this one question. In the NHL, if favorites are winning at 60% on the season, underdogs at 40%, which percentage play do you like better? Would you rather have a 60% chance of winning your bet or 40% chance? And I'm not saying you got to bet every day. I'm saying pick your spots, and then when that window of opportunity opens, go in and take it. All right. Columbus, yeah, so 39.9. And the performance cycles, the A, B's, and C's, right? And the A-type teams are teams with a 60 or higher win percentage. B-type teams are 50 to 59.9. And C-type teams, those are teams below 500. And you got two C-type teams here going at it tonight. And you can see that both of them have losing record. Actually, no, sorry. Columbus, 8-10 against C-type teams, where Buffalo 13-11. So from the technical point of view, and I'm just going to do this for the first one, and then we'll carry on with the other ones, but it'll give you an idea how you can find your technicals, your indicators to lead you to confidence into a selection, right? And if you look at the end here, bet unit, that's the unit recommendation. But for this segment, we're not going to talk about the recommendation. We're going to talk about value, percentage play, and the performance cycle. So 13-11, Buffalo does look good, fair market value. So the value's there. Percentage play there, so all three check marks do favor Buffalo. So you see how that works. All right, Winnipeg taking on Chicago. Value way overvalued, so I'd be very careful. And again, Ron, do you like a team that's overvalued or undervalued or fair market value? Fair market value from a market psychology. Think about this: you and the bookmaker are on the same footing, right? There's no advantage. But when you start getting the overvalued team, now you got to start digging and say, okay, why are they overvalued? Why are they undervalued? When you get teams that are fair market value, like the first one up here, that's pretty much where you and the bookmaker, from a market psychology point of view, you're both on equal terms. All right, so percentage play overvalued. Chicago plus 207, and they're plus 223. So overvalued here tonight for the Chicago Blackhawks. And from the performance cycles, the percentage play, 60.6% chance of winning for Winnipeg, 40% for Chicago. So that does meet one of our indicators, right? 40%. And if you think of it, if teams are winning at 60% rate compared to 40% for the underdogs, there's your season in a nutshell right here, right? So if you do like Chicago, yeah, maybe puck line is where, because Winnipeg off a big win last game, right? Performance cycle. So how does Chicago do against A-type teams? 5-15, not that good. And Winnipeg against the teams below 500, 20-8. So you can see Winnipeg is the clear favorite in this one. But I just don't like that overvalued price of minus 263. And Minnesota taking on Edmonton. Let's take a look at the value. 142 for Minnesota, and they are plus 167. So overvalued today for Minnesota. Edmonton minus 255. Undervalued. So you got an undervalued team here in Edmonton coming off that loss against Boston. Percentage play, 59.9, 40.9 for Minnesota. So again, they do meet the season requirements, right? And then the value performance cycles, how does Edmonton does against C-type teams? 19-8. And Minnesota, not bad, 7-9 against A-type teams. So you know what? Minnesota maybe on the puck line. And here's, somebody asked me a good question yesterday. Hey, you're always taking favorites. What are the underdogs? And again, underdogs only win at a 40% clip. I'm not a big risk taker. I've been doing this for many, many years now, and every year you're always learning something, right? And if I can tell you guys something that I've learned in the last 27 years is you got to limit your risk taking. And I used to, take underdogs at crazy pay. And keep in mind, moneyline sports is completely different than point spread sports, right? We're talking Major League Baseball, NHL. These are moneyline sports, so you're not worried about covering the spread unless you play the puck line. And I've been doing much, much more puck line bets this year, and I've been doing really well. I've been doing well taking favorites and puck line, and I do also dabble into the totals, right? So anyway, there's your fundamentals for the hockey. Let's take a look at the NBA. And let's go to the National Basketball Association. Got a lot of games here, so I'm going to fly through this. Now, if you're watching this and you're saying, okay, what does the green, the red, or the pink, and the yellow mean? When you see teams that are highlighted in green, that means those teams are bullish, all right? So they're either 7-0, 6-1, or 5-2 in their last 7 games. And if a team is in pink, they're 0-7, 1-6, 2-5 last 7, so they're bearish. And neutral, 3-4, 4-3 last 7. So there's that. All right, Cleveland taking on the 76ers, -3.5. I had -1.75, so you can see close to fair market value. And for the Sixers, yeah, fair market value, +2.5, and you're getting +3.5. And yeah, you're getting a little bit better value on Philadelphia. A little bit overvalued here for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Percentage play, 62.5 favoring the Cavaliers, 40% for the Sixers. The only thing I don't like is they're in a bear state right now. And when Philly plays an A-type team, 8-8 straight up, and for Cleveland against the Bees, 5-5. You know what? Look at the technicals here. Cleveland beat up the beatables, but when they play the medium of the pack and top dogs, a very, very average team, right? So be careful of that. Philly, it's too bad they're in a bear state because I think they'd be a nice play here tonight on home court. All right, Toronto taking on Atlanta. -7's the line. I had -5.15, so you can see a little bit overvalued tonight, just a little bit. Toronto off that big win last night against Brooklyn, and we got them at +2.5, so you're getting a lot of value here tonight on the Raptors, which scares me just a bit. But you got 2 C-type teams, and you look at the percentage play, 23%. So value, yes. Percentage play, no. So there's your walk-off right there, right? That scares me just a bit. -5.5. Oh, sorry, we did that already. 67% chance of winning. That's very high for the Atlanta Hawks. And the percentage play, 13-7 and 13-10. So you know what? The thing I don't like about this game right here is the percentage play, 23.8%. Don't like that at all. Raptors on the road. Let me see, what's the road record? Yeah, there's the reason why Ron's getting off that game right there. 8-20. Washington against Oklahoma. Hey, Thunder looked good last night against the Clippers. They're -9.75 on my value index. -16 here, so way overvalued. Yeah, the percentage play, 100%. Don't like that at all. I'm not letting 16 points. And against the C-type teams, 18-3. Let's just move on here. But you know what? I say that, but it's too bad this team was not in a neutral cycle because I would consider +16. But because they're bearish, and they won let me see, against A-type teams, 0-23. Wow. Yeah, as I said, let's move on. Phoenix taking on Houston. Houston, we have a problem right now because we are not winning ball games. We are in a bear cycle. +2.5, +2.2 is my value index. Fair market value if you like Houston. -3.5 is the line here tonight on the Phoenix Suns. -5.7 is the line. So you can see right here, from a technical point of view, you're getting an undervalued Phoenix team. So if you like Phoenix tonight, money line. 54.17 on the percentage play, 40% for Houston, which I like if it's home court underdog. But the thing, they're bearish. Let's see how they do against B-type teams. 4-10, and for the Phoenix Suns against the beatables, yeah, 20-5. I would lean towards Phoenix money line. All right, LA Clippers taking on the the Memphis Grizzlies. Clippers -9. I had a -8.3, so fair market value. And for the Memphis Grizzlies, plus 6.7, and you're getting plus 9. So you're getting value here on the Grizzlies. Percentage play, just like the Raptors, 21.4, not good. 79.1. The only thing I don't like, that's a lot of chalk right there. And the percentage play, the performance cycles, 18-3 against the C-type teams, while the Memphis Grizzlies, yeah, not good. 2-19. Yeah, and totally different story of Ja Morant's in the lineup, right? Miami taking on New Orleans, the Pelicans, -3.5. I got -5. So you can see that the Pels are a little bit undervalued tonight against the Heat. And for the Heat, I had a +6, and you're getting plus 3.5, so undervalued. So you got to ask yourself, okay, why? Normally against those A-type teams, they're 6. Now they're getting +3. So and they're bullish right now. So Miami looking good. How about the percentage play? 38.4. I just wish this was at 40% or higher, because I'd be all over Miami +3.5. 50% for the Pels, which is pretty good. And if you look at the Pelicans' record on the performance cycles against B-type teams, pretty average, 5-4. And for the Miami Heat, yeah, only 3-11 against those A-type teams. So I might just pass on that. Milwaukee taking on Minnesota. The value report, fair market value. Also fair market value for the Bucks. Bucks are in a bearish situation right here, so be careful with that. And you got two A-type teams. And when they play against the Alphas, Minnesota's 10-7, but look at Milwaukee, 5-7. So Minnesota money line might be where you want to go. Percentage play, 41.6, not even meeting the 50 requirement, and 34.6. So yeah, probably Minnesota, but I just wish this was at 50% or higher. Denver taking on Portland. The Nuggets a -9.5. You can see right there, -6. So you see they're overvalued tonight. And same thing with Portland. You're getting plus 9.5. There should be about +7. So if you like Portland, you're getting value. However, just like the Raptors and the other team that we talked about, 26.2% in the percentage play. And then 82.6 for Denver. Wow, that's pretty high on the road. But look at Denver's record against those teams below 500, 21-1. Charlotte taking on the Golden State. You can see in the value report, we have Golden State -7.3. Overvalued, almost doubled right there. Almost, yeah, close to double, right? 14. It should have been the double, but 90.9%. And against the C-type teams, 15-6. So yeah, Golden State should be good. But you got a neutral team here playing a little bit better basketball right now. Charlotte, the percentage play though, 11.6%. The value percentage, they should be at 10.5. You're getting +13. And against the B-type teams, 4-13 straight up. And again, this is all about straight up. It's not about the percentage play. I mean the point spread. So I don't think I like. I don't like the. I'm not laying 13, and I don't trust C-type teams on the road. And the Lakers -10 is the line. I had -7.3. So you can see you're getting a bit overvalued plays here on the Lakers. And for San Antonio, I had them at 7.91. So you're getting value on San Antonio. A bear cycle though, so they're in a bad performance cycle. Percentage play 83.3 to 20. And let me see here, against C-type teams 16-7, and against B-type teams 2-14. Wow, yeah, very bad. So hey, as I said, guys, when you're doing the technicals and you're learning the REM report, and you go to the big three right here, and you're talking about value, percentage play, performance cycles, these are indicators you got to consider. And every day is not a Picasso. You can't go in there thinking like, you know what, I'm going to get a perfect play here today. It's just not like that. And then, those guys asking, hey, you're always playing favorites. Yeah, I play favorites. I play underdogs. I'm just not a heavy risk taker. If you want to play, you want to know what risk is. Risk is taking Charlotte. Risk is taking maybe the Raptors, right? If you go to NBA and you look at those numbers tonight, what's a high risk play? High risk Washington. Yeah, of course, if it wins straight up, yeah, you made a lot of money. But how many times do you think Washington's going to beat Oklahoma, and thinking that they've never beat an A-type team? You see what I mean? Like, you got to control your risks when you're in sports betting. Anyways, all right, enough preaching today. Hey, I feel like a preacher Ron here on a friendly Friday. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. It's a new segment called Wall Street Picks. And again, what I do in this segment is I go through the technicals of value, percentage play, and performance cycles. And throughout the segment, I give you my leans, my picks, and hopefully it works out for you guys here tonight. If I look at tonight's game, if there's one thing I really like, I think Minnesota money line might be worth it right here. I don't hate the Miami Heat plus 3.5. I think that's pretty good. It's just I wish this was at 40%. Phoenix money line I think is a good play too. Let me see here. Toronto, and I don't trust Toronto. Big win last night. Cleveland on the road. Kind of like Cleveland on the road a bit. And then the NHL. Let's take a look at the NHL. Yeah, Buffalo, they look good in this situation. But Columbus coming off that road game. They just wish they were Bears. Maybe, you know what? And again, window of opportunity, right? And sometimes the best bet you make is the one you don't make. And live another day. Like Saturday is going to be a busy day. You don't have to give out your, just because the game's on TV doesn't mean you have to go out there and give your money to the bookmaker, right? To scratch it. You want to scratch that itch, join a contest. That's what I always say. If you want to scratch the itch, join a contest. Chicago plus 5.5 is the total, 263. I like Winnipeg, but I'm not laying 263. Hey, you know, Chicago, you never know you're going to get the Chicago Black. I'm an Ottawa guy, and, you know, Ottawa, for some reason, we always have trouble against the Chicago Blackhawks. Minnesota plus goal and a half might be the my top play here today on the Wall Street picks. All right, have yourself a great rest of your day. I'll be back Monday with another edition of the Raymond Report, and hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Cheers.